Woo! Once again, Maize and Blue fans, that was a little closer than I wanted it, but a dub is a dub. We're going to have to take them how we can get them right now. You see the offense, so let's just get into it. So, okay, Michigan played Indiana at Indiana today. It was 27-20, and it shouldn't have been that close, but some mistakes at the end made it a tight game. You got to finish the game, so I'm just going to get in. I'm going to run through the stats real quick, and then we're going to get into the game analysis. So O'Korn was bad today. Like, there's nothing I can say. He was just bad. He was 10 of 20, 50%, 58 yards, no touchdowns. Higdon. Now, I've been telling y'all about Higdon all season. He had a coming out party today. 25 carries, 200 yards, 3 TDs. He carried us today. Like, Higdon was big. Okay, Indiana's quarterback was 20 of 40, 178 and a TD. And the running back, Ellison, who got most of the carries, he was 14 carries with 68 yards and a TD. So, okay, let's get into the game. So, Michigan pretty much dominated the first half. It was 13-0. Nothing really special happened. Michigan's defense dominated, and Maurice Hurst blocked a field goal, which saved us on some points and might have saved the game for us in the long run, if you think in the long run about it. But Michigan just dominated them on defense in the first half, and offense did a little something. And second half is when the game got weird. Well, really the fourth quarter. So Indiana scores on a lot of runs in like the third quarter to make it 7-13. And then nothing really happens for the most part going into the fourth. And then Michigan scores on Higdon scores on a long run. It's about 50 yards, I want to say. Makes it 20-7. Then this is when the game starts to get funny. So Indiana is trying to drive the field. They end up throwing a pick. Michigan ends up punting, and Indiana's punter takes it back like 50-some yards to like Michigan's 25-yard line. Indiana ends up scoring on that play. Then they kick an onside kick, which it looked like Indiana got, but the receiver, he bobbled it and then stepped out of bounds. So we end up getting the ball back. But we don't do anything with it. And so we end up punting, and they end up driving the field and going like 30-40 yards and getting a last-second field goal, which sends it into overtime. So Indiana wins the toss into overtime. We get the ball first, from the 25-yard line. And Higdon looked like he's going to get stopped in the backfield. Takes it around the left edge and scores to put us up 27-20. And then Michigan's defense looked like it was going to fold. Indiana had it on like the 2-yard line. Couldn't do anything with it for 4 straight plays. And it was just basically game over. So the game was tight at the end. Like, I was in here screaming and hollering. It just got too tight for us to be up. I walked out for a second, and all of a sudden Indiana's about to score again. So it had me sweating. But the keys to the game were, it was just penalties, finishing, and the play calling. And O'Korn was just bad. Like, I'm gonna start with O'Korn first. O'Korn, he just locks on the receivers, and he doesn't see the second read. I want to say it was a play-action pass. I remember for sure. It was a play-action pass, and he locks on the deep receiver when he has a tight end crossing, and he just doesn't see him. He throws it deep into double coverage. It gets knocked down, luckily, but he had a guy wide open. He might have scored off that play. So he's got to stop locking on receivers and trust what you know. You're in practice. Like, go through your reads. Like, you got to trust yourself. Like, right now it looks like O'Korn, all that confidence he had, it looks like he pretty much lost it. So that's that. And like I said, when O'Korn had that good game, I said, O'Korn may play garbage the rest of the season, but for that game, he played lights out. I said that. So, and he also leaves a pocket too soon. He'll have a good pocket, but after he gets off that first read, if he gets nervous, he's out of there. He's just running around, and he gets too nervous and gets antsy in the pocket. He has to settle down in the pocket. Trust your lineman to block for you when it's there, and sit in the pocket and make those throws. That's all I can say. And then my second point will be the play calling. The play calling, they're not setting the receivers and the running backs up with mismatches. Like, pick out mismatches. Try to get Donovan Peoples-Jones on a linebacker. Like, try to get fast players on linebackers. Try to get your running back on linebackers. Like, exploit the mismatches. Try to get your tight end on a corner. Like, you have to try to exploit those mismatches. We don't have the receivers and just the skill players that are just that fast and explosive to just line up and just exploit people. We have to focus on mismatches, and they're not doing it, and that's what's really costing us, because we don't have those explosive players to get those big plays. So they have to work on the play calling and just figure out how to exploit mismatches. Like, that has to be done. And then third point is penalties. Penalties could really be the first point, because I'm not sure how many penalties we had. We probably had like 15 penalties today. Like, it was ridiculous how many penalties there were. Holding, defensive holding, offensive holding, freaking personal fouls. It's just getting ridiculous. Like, and it's costing us in crucial situations. We're giving up first downs and stuff because we're just getting penalized. Like, you have to be disciplined. You have to. Like, our margin for error is so small right now that you have to be disciplined on both sides of the ball. Because it really almost bit us today, like, for real. But I mean, we got the dub. We got the dub. That's all I can really say. Because the game was tighter than it should be, and we got Penn State next week. And it's not looking good. The defense is still playing lights out and doing what they have to do. But it's like the offense is so bad right now. It lets anybody stay in the game because the offense is so bad. Like, our defense has to make play after play after play. And then the offense is just like, we had so many chances to run out that clock. It's just 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Like, you can't put teams away if you can't run out the clock. When you get a lead, you want to run out the clock. Like, we score on a big play, but we can't get the sustained drives when they know we're going to run it. We can't get first downs to milk the clock. And that's just what you saw happen. But one more play I want to talk about real quick. What was up with Chris Evans on that handoff when the Indiana D-line like collapsed? It looked like he didn't want to get the ball. Like, he looked like he was fighting O'Korn not to take the ball. So from this point on, I wouldn't expect Chris Evans to get too many carries because I couldn't believe that. Like, I can remember Vincent Smith getting laid out by Jadeveon Clowney and fumbling, just getting laid out. But you got to take the handoff. You're a running back. You can't fight the quarterback on not taking the handoff. But I mean, it was just a tight game. It shouldn't have been tight at all, though. But that's the way it's going right now because our offense is just bad. So we just gotta hope Penn State that we can just play lights out on defense and hopefully the offense can muster up something. At this point, I wouldn't mind seeing Peters because I don't know what's up with O'Korn. He seemed to have lost his confidence. Like, I don't care about pulling a quarterback and trying a new one. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, you never know what a player has until you put him in the game. So, but I wouldn't want to start him against Penn State. I wouldn't want to do that to him because it might break his confidence. So we're gonna have to stick it out with O'Korn and see what he's got. I mean, hopefully he can get his confidence back and have a good week of practice because we're gonna need him to do something on offense this week against Penn State. because they will be ready for us because we blew them out bad last year. We embarrassed them last year. So I'm looking for Penn State to be ready for us, and they had a bye week, so they will be ready for us. Like, we can count on that. But that's all I got for today. It was a good game. Should have been a blowout, or at least a steady win at the end. But I mean, it is what it is. We got the dub, and on the next week, we're still in the hunt. So as always, like, share, subscribe to my page. Leave some comments. Let me know what you thought about the game and what you think about the video. And as always, go blue.